We shape our homes, and our homes shape us. I, Pallavi Arora of Fulcrum Homedecor, am here to transform your spaces into a dream home. Cheers to new beginnings and new memories, with a little bit of magic and lots of love.
Welcome to Fulcrum Home Decor. My name is Pallavi and I'm here to help you transform your spaces into a home. Today is going to be a home tour. A home tour of a very different home. Well, every site I know you may be complaining that I call it different, but it is actually very different. This is a 4.5 BHK in Pune that we have designed recently. And by the time you see it, it'll probably be a month before we've designed it. And what I wanted to share with you in this video is that we're going to be splitting it into 3 parts so that I can take you into detail of every part of this home. So today we will be focusing on the living, dining and the entertainment room of the home. The second part is going to be about the kitchen, and the third part I will be showing you the bedrooms. So today we are going to be in a farmhouse or in a cottage. Wouldn't we all love that? That's exactly what my clients wanted. When they approached me first, they were already talking to someone, but they were not very convinced with the design style that the designer had to offer. I asked them to show me a few reference images, and very soon I gathered that they are looking for something which is very rustic, yet a little modern. They're looking for something which is very farmhousey, and yet it should be able to suit their contemporary needs living in a city. So it was my job to marry two different design styles together and create something which they would like. So what I've done here is we are using a design style which is farmhouse, which is a very traditional design style and it has been used over the years, but we are blending it with the modern style of design. So this is going to be an interesting video in which you will see a marriage happen between the modern and farmhouse style of design. Let me start today by showing you the foyer area. So this is the foyer of the house. As soon as you enter, you're greeted by this beautiful passageway here. On the right of the passageway is this little alcove it's not a little alcove actually, it's quite a huge alcove that has been given. And traditionally one would house a shoe rack here with maybe a painting or something. But since we wanted to have the farmhouse vibe and we wanted to literally start that vibe off from the entrance, we chose to go ahead with a beautiful entryway, console cum cabinet. And what we've done here is we've used this entire space for cabinets. It can be used as a shoe rack. It has enough storage inside with lots of shelves. The bottom area can be used as a shoe rack. The top portions can be actually used to house bags and grocery bags and gloves these days. And we also have a section in the middle over here which can be used for seating. So when you come in or you're going out and you need to wear your shoes, this acts as a really cute little space to sit. What we've also done here is to add shiplap to the back of this little seating to create that farmhouse vibe. And we've added some very nice wrought iron hooks in black color. These hooks can hold a hat, a scarf, some keys, whatever the client needs to do that. The other thing that we've done in the entryway is to have this beautiful X-shaped false ceiling. The entire living room has a false ceiling. They have very tall ceilings and we could house a nice false ceiling here. So we've added that into the format of, again, like how you would find a wooden barn or a wooden little cottage, you would find this in the entryway. And we've hung 2 beautiful black metal lights. Again, the lights kind of frame the entire space of the entryway and they also reiterate the farmhouse vibe. Now, since we can't go to the farms and this is still in Pune city that we're designing, we wanted to create a feeling of the farm, and what we did was to add these really small frames on the opposite side of the seating. So if you're sitting and tying your shoes or whatever, and this is a very nice thing to see when you enter or exit the house. and it has pictures, it has artwork which I picked up of Etsy, of farmlands, of pampas grass, of the ocean, everything which is very country and very serene. So that's how we've kind of put this entryway together. So from the foyer area, when you look at it, this is the biggest wall that you see. Now traditionally we would house a television unit over there, but the client definitely did not want to do that. We also wanted it to feel a little bit of countryside. Now Indian countryside is not what they wanted. They wanted a little bit more European countryside. So what we went ahead with doing is that after brainstorming a bit, we decided to go ahead with a faux mantel. Now this is traditionally a fireplace, and the countries are very cold, so you need a fireplace. In Pune, there used to be a time when temperatures used to dip, but not anymore. However, we wanted to create this feeling of coziness which happens around a fireplace. So that would be the central portion. And as soon as you enter the home, this is the first thing that you would see. So what we did was started out designing with this beautiful fireplace. Above the fireplace, again we wanted to reiterate the farmhouse vibe. So we've added shiplap. Now shiplap is primarily done in wood and it is painted off. So what we have done here is to have it in MDF and paint it off white. Since the shiplap was going to be white, what I wanted to do is create that the stone effect inside the fireplace, and we've added this 4 stone boards here. They look really like a real fireplace, and we've also created a ledge where a lot of candles can be housed, and it is going to look like we are using a fireplace. So that pretty much sums up the fireplace here. Because we want it to be a little cottagey, we've added 2 wall sconces right on both sides of the shiplap, and we've placed these 2 chairs. Now the beauty of these 2 chairs is, of course, the pattern is very cottagey, but also the fabric that we've used. It's a very beautiful plaid kind of a design which you generally find in farmhouses, used in farmhouses and in country cottages. So the color is something that I'll come to once I share the entire room with you. But to highlight the mantle, we've added this beautiful mirror. It's a round mirror, and I think it kind of breaks the monotony of the lines and the checks that you see over here. So as soon as you enter after the foyer, on the left side is the guest room, and then we are greeted into this huge living, dining, bar, breakfast area. So the concept that we wanted to use in this house was modern farmhouse. So in a farmhouse tradition was where the whole concept is to keep things very earth friendly, very rustic, and also have a space where there's a lot of interaction, there's a lot of community living, there's a lot of family living. And one of those main things that I wanted to do here was to create open spaces. So I wanted the kitchen to open into the living room to open into the dining room to open into the entertainment room and the balcony. So everything kind of makes one cohesive space, one communal, one common space. So the bedrooms are the separate areas of the house, but the other areas, everything else is a beautiful amalgamation, and they kind of blend into each other. So when I'm sitting here is the breakfast bar area. Now the clients primarily are not going to be using this like a bar. It's more of a breakfast nook for them. There used to be a wall on this area, which was literally segregating the kitchen. So this entire area was the wall, and the entrance to the kitchen was from the other side. That was creating a big separation, which is what I wanted to remove. And on removing this wall, we've suddenly kind of opened up the entire space. There's light and airflow, which is very beautiful now. And also people can actually, so if someone's cooking, because they're a family of 3, they're not going to be using the dining table as often. But this would be a very nice space that if one of them is cooking, the other one can enjoy a meal while having a talk or a chat. And in our busy lives, I'm sure that any time that we can catch up with each other is great. So that is the reason why we've created this open breakfast counter over here. Now, since we have the whole space in the farmhouse vibe, starting from the entrance where you saw the grey shaker style cabinets, we wanted to continue that with the breakfast counter also. So we've used the same style with lamination. We also wanted the rustic feel of the farmhouse, and that's why we've added these beautiful wooden tops. Now these are not real wood. This is plywood with laminate, and this laminate that we chose was perfect for the space. It has those beautiful knots, it has the actual color of the wood that you would use in a barn or a farmhouse, and it kind of makes the whole space look very cozy and very inviting. Along with that, we've added these two bar stools, of course, and we've used legs which are black. You will see in a little bit more when we show you the entire living room that there's a lot of usage of black as the accent color, which we're also using in these lovely lights. These are one of my favorite things here. They, whenever I sit and look at these lights, they just feel that, it's like farmhouse done right. That's the kind of feel I get with it. And we wanted to kind of take it a notch slightly higher. So instead of just having the lights hang, we've added a beautiful wooden panel which is reflective of the same shape as the bar, and that kind of anchors this space. It creates a slight partition without creating a partition in the space. Since this house had to look like a farmhouse, we've not done a traditional ceiling here. The ceiling that we've done here is also very cottagecore, very farmhousey. So it looks like almost wooden beams on the ceiling, and and the lights are interspersed in it. So that again looks like it gives you the vibe of a cottage as soon as you enter the space. We've kept it again very white and minimal, the ceiling itself, and the colors we've used is we don't have any kind of highlight wall, so to speak, in this space, because every area in itself has a speciality, has a little bit of a focal point, so to speak. So like the mantle had the mirror. So in this space, the focal point we wanted to create is with this beautiful piece of art that is here. This is something that I picked up from Etsy once again. It's this picture of pampas grass and wild grass, so to speak, and that to me calls out to be very farmhouse, very cottage, and it kind of transports me to quiet, faraway grazing lands. So that is what we wanted to bring in. We've framed it with a beautiful wooden framing. The colors of the frame are reflected in things that you see on the board. I've kept the accessorizing very minimal here. So the color is brought in by this lovely rug. It's a jute rug. The color is reflected in the painting. The color is reflected in these accent pillows. And other than that, everything is kept in shades of whites and greys and a little bit of beige here and there. So this is the seating area for the living room. Now, since the living room is a very massive size, well, not massive, but it's quite a big size, the clients did not want to clutter it with seating. They wanted the space to look and feel very spacious. They wanted the seating to also just be enough to accommodate about 6 to 7 people. And they wanted it to be made in a way that the seating can be brought in and brought out whenever necessary. So because we wanted to create an illusion of more space, we went ahead with this lovely huge sectional here. So this can accommodate a lot of people. It comes with a poof which is attached here, which can actually move out if there are more guests. The chairs near the mantle are also pretty light, they're not very heavy, so they can be brought in case they want to have a very close conversational area. But this house has a lot of seating, and we have created different sections of seating. So one of it is here. There is another set which is right next to the mantel. The dining area has a lot of seating, which again the loose seats can be pulled out. They have an entertainment room which I'll be taking you into in a while. There is also a seating in the balcony, and we have the bar stool. So there is a lot of seating, and if they have a gathering or guests, they can have different groups of people seated here and there. That was the intention of using this beautiful sectional over here. So this is the space that we've designated for the dining area. Let me quickly talk to you about this part, which I will be sharing in the entertainment room. So this used to be the fourth bedroom of the house, and when I got the project, the client had already literally decided that this room is something that they don't want to use as a bedroom. They wanted to use this room as an entertainment room. Since they don't have a television in the living room, they would like to have a space which is dedicated for the television, and they can watch a movie or some shows together as a family. I wanted to begin designing this entire space keeping this wall in mind. Now, initially the plan was to make it into a sliding door or a foldable kind of door here, which is something that didn't look very right when we were designing. So we came up with this idea of having this beautiful patterned partition which has glass. So this kind of brings and merges the two areas and yet keeps them very separate. The color, which I wanted to reiterate the color black here because that was the accent color that we have used in different places. We've used it in the bar stools, we have used it as the base of the center table. So that's the color that is kind of bringing the whole place together as a farmhouse kind of look. So right in front of that was the area which we wanted to use for the dining. Even though the constraint that we had was there was a bedroom door right here, but it still we had enough space to house a large 6-seater. So this is a table which is 6 feet by 3. We did not want it to have any sharp corners, so we've made it into a beautiful oval. We've laminated it with this lovely wooden laminate that I had shared with you, for which we've used on the top of the bar. We've used the same laminate on the center table. We've used the same laminate on the mantle, just to give that raw wooden texture. Then we have these chairs. Now these are beautiful farmhouse looking chairs, and we wanted to get them upholstered because this was something that the client wanted. They didn't want any kind of raw wood furniture in the house. Now, and yet we needed to make the space look very farmhousey. So what we've done is we chose these chairs, and the clients loved them, and we upholstered them with this beautiful fabric. A little bit what I wanted to talk about the fabric was that we chose a plain fabric for the sofa, the neck section. Just similar to the colors that we chose for the section is the fabric that I've chosen for these chairs. Now this has a beautiful chevron pattern. It has the colors which are exactly reflected in the accent chairs in the room, and the accent chairs also has this beautiful checks. So there are a lot of textures and patterns that are going on, but they're going on in a very subtle way, and what is tying them together is the base color, which is grey. So that's how we've kind of put this whole living room together, and it looks very cohesive to me, and I would love to hear in the comments what you think about it. So you've seen the living and dining area. Now adjacent to the dining area is this beautiful entertainment room, but before we enter the entertainment room, I would love to show you something which is very different in this project, and I'm sure a lot of you would also love it. Instead of having a typical crockery unit or a sideboard, we have given them a lovely coffee bar. They love to have their tea and coffee, and they were not very keen on having a sideboard. So we've transformed it into a coffee bar like what I've done here. So this was the area where they have their main MCBs of the house, and above it is the space for the inverter. So we used this area, and this was also the area which was leading into the passage to the powder room over here. But I wanted to use this space up, so we've used it like a coffee bar, and to house a coffee machine and whatever they need. We have a shelf here which can house some cookies and snacks which anybody from the family can just grab off, and they don't really need to enter the kitchen. We've used this beautiful wall sign. Now that's a very farmhouse sign, and it helps cover up the entire MCBs and all of that. And it's very light and can be pulled out if there is a need to access the electrical points over there. Below this lovely counter is this unit where it can be used as a bar. So we've provided them with these sections to keep their alcohol bottles, or if they need it to be. And these two sections here can accommodate all their crockery or glasses and things that are related to, or mugs, things that are related to a bar or coffee. So this is like that little section which is adjacent to the dining, and yet it's not a crockery unit or sideboard. Okay, so Nitin and I, welcome to your home. And I won't say much, you've already seen the house. Now I just want to hear from you, what do you feel? What is it that you're feeling right now about this house?
Oh, I am overwhelmed.
Exactly, we are overwhelmed. We are at actual loss of words. We don't know how to express it. You are a magician.
Oh my God, that's
Yes,
thank
because
you.
I feel it.
Thank you so much. Now tell me, which is your favorite part, Mani, of the house?
I love the entire house. There's no such single part that I don't. I'm skeptical about it. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. No, entire house is.
Right. So this entire space, whatever you see, is a reflection of them, their thoughts, their minds, their values, their culture, everything about you. So I'm so happy and I'm very honored to be able to, give you this home. So this was the tour of the foyer and the living dining area. I was intending to show you the entertainment room and the balcony in the same video, but I think I'll have to make a short video for that so that I can explain those two sections clearly to you and show them in detail, since this video will become slightly longer. So instead of 3 parts, this is going to be 3.5 part series. And so do stay tuned for the next one, because that will be posted immediately after we've posted this video. So, and all the details, all these products, these beautiful cushions, these artworks, the artifacts that you see here, everything will be linked. It will not be linked in the description box. It will all be available on our Instagram page. So if you would like to go and have a look at all these products and would want to buy something for yourself, definitely follow us on Instagram. We also have a lot of reels of how we've created these setups and how did they look before. So if you would like to do that, join us on Instagram and have a look at that as well. I'll see you very shortly in the next part to show you the entertainment room and the balcony. And the balcony is beautiful and magical, so definitely don't miss that. I'll see you again. Happy living.